Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today we are going to be doing a video about gearing up and haste and everything. The things that I didn't put on the full guide because they could change, and they did change kind of, and also more things because of dynamic haste. Do remember though to check the full document when there are all the guides, all the cool ones, even some miscellaneous information, how to enter dance, general guidelines kind of in a written form so it's easier. But today we are going also to be talking about Raidbots and how to kind of find your upgrades for Raid and also for Mythic Plus. Also another thing, last tier sorry, it was not crazy to use the drop optimizer, but now you can actually use it because of the dynamic haste and how we are gearing up. I'm going to explain a little bit first inside of the game, and then let's go into some simulations that I did, and then I will tell you how to sim yourself for those two situations. That for Mythic Plus we will be using Dungeon Slice, and for Raid Patchwork. There are some fights, of course, that will have ads, so you can kind of have the Dungeon Slice thing, and then we are going to go very fast onto good items that you can get from Raid and also from dungeons. Now, one thing is with the new tier set, it's not 100% needed, and so after ditching Widon to get to 1100 haste, we can do Mythic Plus even with 600 and something haste, and the haste folio. Even for single target, the haste folio is usually better than the mastery one. If you don't know what folio is, it's this thing. You can do some quests, and then this is kind of what I use. You can use cat like reflexes instead of self-mending, because self-mending is kind of whatever. But we use Unleash Fire, Lingering, and then Overload. These are kind of whatever. And then this mainly we are going to be using the Masterful one if you are super overloaded on haste, and the Burning Haste. One thing also on Raid, you do want to have a little bit more haste for single target. So what you do is you have, for example, two rings with heavy mastery critical or mastery versatility, and then one ring with a lot of haste. You can use the new ring from the wall boss kind of thing. Or if you are still using the old rings like myself, sometimes I like to use the sport color ones. Or if you need a little bit more haste, the Eye of Midnight. There are also some dungeon ones that have quite a bit of haste, like I recommended on the initial video. Remember, the Void Scarina one is kind of good. It will have a lot of haste and some mastery. For gems, you can always sim them. Usually, until you get the 4 set, it does want mastery or haste and then critical strike or versatility. And after getting the 4 set and a lot more gear, it will kind of try to get more versatility, because as you know, the more overall stats you have, you want to have them a little bit more spread around. Like when we have a lot of mastery and have a lot of haste for single target, critical strike is a little bit devalued in Deathstalker because of Darkest Night, so haste gains quite a bit of value. That way, you also may want to use the versatility and chance, but we are not going to talk about those things right now. We're going to talk about how to get the gear in good form. Now, this is without the new 4 set. This is with only two that I have right now. I have 2 set and then 2 set. The only thing that changes is one talent. You go Lingering Shadows instead of Improved Secret Technique in both single target, that we will be using Dark Shadow, and in AoE / Mythic Plus, or even on raid fights when there are at least 2 bosses like Twin Fangs and the other places. You don't lose a crazy amount of single target and you gain quite a bit of that. Of course, if you only have habitual ads that spawn, maybe you don't run Patent Powder and run Dark Shadow anyway. I will be doing a video of what talents I think are better for every boss. But now that we have that, let's go into some simulations that I did. So first of all, this is the UI that you have for Raidbots. This is the top gear part. You can also use Drop Optimizer and choose one of the difficulties. and it will kind of say which items are best. For example, I do have a drop optimizer over here, for example, for heroic, also for normal before. And as I said before, of course, you want the dagger from the last boss. Also, the heart of full attack is very strong. Then the Zul'jin technique. Then this haste, whatever, it's kind of decent. Here, of course, these are strong because of hand. They are, and then just general tier sets and things. The neck is of course also good. It's not seeming very well here, but it's actually very good because of the proc that it has. So let's go into the normal top gears. So this is how single target simulation goes. As you can see here, we have Dark Shadow instead of Potent Powder, the Haste Folio, and it's using the Haste Ring. I did some combinations, and with that Haste Ring, it was better than with the two rings. But actually, if you think about it, it's not by much. It's like around 1 point something change. Okay, 1.3%. So you don't have super heavy rings, but you can use it, of course, change your flask. But if you do have them, you can kind of change them around. I have another ring, but it's lower level, so of course it's worse. Kind of the same spread anyway. I'm using right now the Amani War banner. You do want to have the Freight Runner flask if possible from Order Row as you're unused, but sadly I don't have it. And Light Spire Core is just decent, nothing crazy for single target and AoE. Sometimes it drops a light and you stand in it and get more mastery. Nothing crazy. The good trinkets from Mythic Plus are kind of the sapling from the Blinding Veil, and then this one, and even using doable on use is kind of decent also, if you didn't know. This is another example of single target, but this time with the Potent Powder for those bosses, just so you know that you actually don't lose that much single target while you are going kind of for Potent Powder instead of Dark Shadow. You only lose like around 5 to 6k DPS, and of course, if they add some important play, like in Bashik or in Twin Fangs, where you always have the two target situations, a place where I would not run a Potent Powder, even if sometimes there is an ad, is on the two robot boys, because that that slime is up like 10-15 seconds every so long. It's not that worth it. Same thing as before. If you don't have the new 2 set at least, you don't run Lingering, you run Improved Secret Technique, just so you know. And then this is a slice sim. And as you can see, the only thing that I did was change one of my rings from the haste one that I had to that one. And it wasn't even that much of a crazy difference, because same thing as before, using the haste folio, make it so even if we have 600 haste most of the time, we have 1 or 2 stacks of folio across the whole dance. If it procs that way, we get that extra second, and then the next extra second going on to 1100 is not worth it to lose that much mastery and critical strike or versatility and mastery if you have those kind of items. Also, same thing as before, we're using the mastery flask, so that helps quite a bit on that matter. And as you see, also the difference is not crazy, 0.7 to using those two. And if you are using one haste ring only, it's still 0.5 of a win instead of having the haste ring. So not much of a difference now. We are very flexible, making it here on the rate. Even if you see some items that says that they are less, it's because of my tier set, because it breaks the tier set. But all of these items are very decent. For some reason, the necks are kind of weird, but they are good, I believe. Like the one from the last boss is decent because of the proc. Maybe the proc is not counted. And for most of the things, the one that wants, it's the one that has mastery, a ton of mastery. Very good. And that is kind of everything that I wanted to say. If you want any video or anything else to be posted, do remind me. The things that we are going to do this week are posting the video for the bosses, like what talent to use in each boss, and then I'm going to just dump some Mythic Plus runs that I have recorded across the whole week to have some footage. And if we clear the last two Mythic heroic bosses, sorry, not Mythic, I will upload also those. And maybe if we kill one Mythic, I will also upload that one. If not, that will be the next week. For now, that is everything. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, everything. Bye bye, bye bye, bye.